Just hours ago, a major pillar of global security quietly collapsed, and the United Nations is warning this could not have happened at a worse time. The last remaining nuclear arms control treaty between the United States and Russia, New START, has officially expired, ending more than 5 decades of limits on the world's most powerful nuclear arsenals. The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres calling this a grave moment for international peace and security. For the first time in over 50 years, there are no binding limits on the strategic nuclear weapons of the two countries that hold more than 80% of the world's nuclear warheads. Under New START, both sides were limited to 1,550 deployed strategic warheads, a nearly 30% reduction from previous levels. That safety net is now gone. Guterres warns that decades of arms control, agreements that made the world safer, are now unraveling. And he says the risk of a nuclear weapon being used is the highest it has been in decades. This warning comes against the backdrop of the war in Ukraine, where Russia has previously floated the idea of using tactical nuclear weapons, adding to global fears of escalation. Former leaders from both sides have also sounded the alarm. Dmitry Medvedev saying the treaty's expiry should alarm everyone. Barack Obama warning it could spark a new arms race and make the world less safe. President Joe Biden had extended New START for 5 years in 2021, but relations between Washington and Moscow rapidly deteriorated after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Under Donald Trump, the U.S. did not pursue a follow-up agreement, despite a Russian proposal for a short extension. Diplomatic momentum simply stalled. Now, both countries confirm they are no longer bound by any obligations under the treaty. Russia saying it will act responsibly, but warning of decisive countermeasures if threatened. Global leaders are urging urgent action. Pope Leo XIV calling on both sides to do everything possible to avoid a new arms race. The United States, meanwhile, says any future deal must include China, whose nuclear arsenal is growing rapidly, though it remains far smaller than those of the US and Russia. The clock is now ticking, with no limits, no verification, and no clear path forward. As the world enters this new, uncharted nuclear era, the question is no longer if talks should resume, but how long the world can afford to wait.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.